No, but I'm looking forward to seeing this match because I want to see Wendy Richter. And, one of the things about the 80s was uh, Hulk Hogan Rockin' Wrestling, the cartoon, right?
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Remember that? Absolutely. And Wendy Richter was part of it. Who else? Was Junkyard Dog was a part of that cartoon. Um, wow.
This is our co-main event. This is the women's championship, and this will be the last match before Hulk Hogan's match. So the rest of this time, a lot of time allocated for the main event and some of the pomp and circumstance. Where you at on Cyndi Lauper? Can you believe she's not already in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh my God! Is she? If the celebrity wing, shouldn't she have been one of the first ones in?
As I understand it, she's been invited and is just
Didn't want to do it.
passed on the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, one of her great songs was "Goonies Are Good Enough," right? And for the Goonies movie, and if you've seen the music video, it has a lot of wrestlers in it. It's all wrestling based, and even girls just want to have fun. I believe that they even have wrestlers in it as well.
That's right.
So she certainly did use the wrestlers, and she's hey, the Goonies one of the great 80s movies, and I think it was like 85 when it went out when it came out.
What's your Mount Rushmore of 1980s movies, Tony?
Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Let's see, Pretty in Pink,
oh my God.
which was such a bad movie, but so well done. Lou Albano, good call, Dave McClay. Let's see who else. What else would be in the 80s movies? Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is the correct answer I was looking for.
Okay. Let's see. 16 Candles is another good one.
Oh, these are all Hughes movies here.
Yeah. Well, that was, I mean, wasn't that it? Wasn't the Hughes movies? Wasn't that the 80s? Right.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
arguing that it
Yeah.
wasn't successful.
Chris North says, I love Molly Ringwald. I certainly did. She was great. Um, let's see what else in the 80s was in 80s movies. Predator. That's from Adam DeMoy, who finally came up with a good comment.
What about some Indiana Jones shit?
Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters.
I could see that.
Yeah. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There's another good one. Good call, Coach Keith.
RoboCop is pretty 80s.
Yeah, but yeah.
Top Gun's pretty 80s.
WCW spoiled that for me. Batman. Yeah, the original Bat was 1989 for that Batman.
Ass Field of Dreams. That's 80s.
Yeah. Field of Dreams. See, the best movies, the best music by far. But
Coming to America hit for me.
Yeah, but there was something about Breakfast Club that I just really, really like. I don't know what it was.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Risky Business. Dave McClay said Howard the Duck. Good job, Dave McClay. I don't know anybody else would say that. But
Scarface.
There were some entertaining things. Die Hard. Some entertaining things about Howard the Duck.
I don't think so. I think it was all that Leah, whatever her name is, Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Karate Kid, Batman.
Yeah. Was Spaceballs the 80s movies? I think it may have been.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Coach Rosie wants to know, with all your appearances on the Turner Networks, do you think you have more appearances than Braves legend Skip Carey?
No. Doubt it.
He's probably got the most, right?
Yeah. Probably so.
Darren Staley wants to know, has Tony ever ate tuna in his macaroni? You ever had some tuna helper like that? Tuna casserole, I think they call it.
No.
Not your jam?
And that's not my jam. I like tuna salad.
Oh, I love tuna salad.
But heated up tuna to me was like, bleh.
What about tuna steaks? You're out on tuna steaks?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty cool on that. Yeah.
I like that.
Seared tuna steaks.
The best.
Yeah.
Darren Staley wants to know if you'll play F, Marry, Kill with Mr. Rogers, Captain Kangaroo, and Big Bird.
No, I won't.
Well, I will. I'd kill Captain Kangaroo.
Uh-huh.
I'd marry Mr. Rogers.
Mm-hmm. And you'd have sex with Big Bird.
I mean, we already read a story about a guy in Alabama banging out chickens. God. So I'm just saying, if Like, you know, when you're with your guys and you're at the bar and everybody opens a few and, hey,
Yeah.
man, I remember I had this girl back in college. So
Yeah.
everybody does that every now and again. Stupid guy talk. They shouldn't, but whatever.
Yeah.
But
Ram-
I can go, hey, the word of the day is Big Bird.
We've got some more good movies. Rambo: First Blood. That's another great movie. But that was big time good movie. Red Dawn, Dirty Dancing, and Dave McClay wants to know best bad movie. I think that would be Masters of the Universe, don't you?
Man, I wanted to love that as a kid, but it was
Yeah,
not that great.
it was not that great of a movie. No. You know what, Conrad? These two ladies are working pretty hard here.
I mean, for 1985,
Yes.
you know, we would eventually see women's wrestling in WCW that was arguably not even as good as this.
Right.
And they're doing it right here. I mean, Leilani Kai was a talented in-ring performer. I think everybody agrees Wendy Richter left way too soon.
Yeah.
She could have been a much bigger star. I guess the idea is she didn't feel like she was being paid fairly, especially when she sees what guys like Hulk Hogan were making. And I get that. I don't know that she was necessarily big box office, but certainly she stood up for what she believed in. And well, I guess as a result, her career was cut short. But in an alternate universe, man, Wendy Richter was ahead of her time, was she not?
Oh, she was great. She looked great. And this match here, Moolah got involved. It was really cool the way she got involved. And now the fans are standing up as Leilani Kai goes off with a crossbody. Good shit. Look at this. Rolls her over. 1, 2, and 3. Going to beat her. How about that?
Sadly, her WWF career is going to end just a few months after this. They're going to double cross her. The fabulous Moolah is going to get under her hood, call herself the Spider Lady. We've all heard about the Montreal screw job. Well, here was one in Madison Square Garden right around Thanksgiving. It was November 25th, 1985.
Okay.
That lady crawling around with the sequin jacket. She's the lady doing Vince's bidding. And that's it for her in the WWF. She'd pop up a little bit here and there in Ohio, and then later do some work with the AWA, but kind of bring it to a close in 1989. She takes all of 1990 off, pops up for a few little spot shows here and there in 91 and 93 and 96. But I guess her last match now was 20 years ago. It was George South Jr., the Patriot, and Wendy Richter taking on Amy Love, DC Drake, and Gary Royal at the Wrestle Reunion 2 in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. But in an alternate universe, man, she would have been a much bigger star and a household name. She wasn't going to put up with Vince's bullshit anymore.
So tell me about that. I'm unfamiliar. I think we're all familiar with quote unquote the Montreal screw job. Tell us about the Moolah screw job. What happened there?
Moolah went out there and held her down, and the ref counted 3. They took the
Wow.
belt off her. That was it. She went to the back, got her bag, left the building, and never spoke to anybody there again.
So she didn't know she was going to do the job.
If she didn't want to do the job was done for her.
Wow.